You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.
Hey everybody, Adam Rank here.
What's up, friends? Daniel Dopp here from the Fantasy Focused Football Podcast over on ESPN.
It's Fab, so you're Michael Fabiano from Sports Illustrated.
You know who you can trust? If you've got some questions about your fantasy squad,
Want to check out a cool show on YouTube that'll help you get ready for the fantasy football season?
check out the Get Right Fantasy Network.
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network. If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You want to lose your league?
Head on over to YouTube. Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network because they're doing everything they can to make you a better fantasy player.
You got to get right with the Get Right Fantasy Network.
You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.
What up? What up? What up, world? Welcome back to the Get Right Fantasy Network. I am Mike Herrick, aka Classic Mike, and tonight is a really special night. Not only am I here with my best buddy, Kendall VanDerBilt.
Hey.
We are also here with one of the newest additions to the Get Right family, Evan Sather. What's going on, man? Great to have you here, man.
Glad to be here, guys. I'm so glad. Those of you who remember seeing me as a guest before, I've appeared at least a couple of times here on Get Right Fantasy. Always appreciated when I was here. You may have remembered me from being a guest of Optimus Fantasy. I unfortunately have been cut from the team. I no longer produce content with them. I'm so grateful that these gentlemen pictured above me right here, claimed me off of waivers, and now I'm the newest member of Get Right Fantasy, ready to help you guys out with your start-sit questions. And gentlemen, just like the background picture says that we're now covering up, we're rolling up our sleeves. Let's get to work, boys. Let's do it.
I love it, man. I love the energy. We get the new song, we get the new video, we get everything. Kendall, I'm feeling good, man. How you been?
Dude, I'm feeling great, man. We're not at the hospital. We're still here.
There you go.
Me and Mike could be gone
I
at
know.
the drop of a hair. We got a couple wives that have a little one on the way. So we will do your start sit questions up until we have to sprint to the hospital. It's going to be a banger, though, man.
We're only kind of joking, but not really. Anyway, so tonight we're going to be helping you guys answer your Week 10 start sit questions. We're going to be going over some of the news and notes, give you guys some views on what's going on. Then jumping right into questions. So if you have any questions, make sure you guys throw them in the chat. If you guys want your question answered right away, please make sure to use that super chat. We will stop everything to answer your question. We're not going to just give you a person. We're going to give you a breakdown on why. We're going to do that for everybody, but we'll do it right then and there for you guys at that moment. Quick disclaimer. Make sure you guys, when you're posting questions, use the format that you guys are using, full, half, tight end premium, 10-team, 12-team, whatever you guys are talking about. It really helps us out. Redraft, Dynasty, those things are very helpful as well. So let us know when you guys are asking your questions. This week, we got Bengals, Cowboys, Chiefs, and Titans all on a bye. So we got 4 teams on a bye this week. Thankfully, not that bad as the 6 teams as we've had the last a week ago. All right, let's start with the QB injuries. We're going to start with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was limited all week. It looks like Mac Jones is getting the start this week. It's starting to feel as if they're kind of switching to Mac Jones, even though they just gave a really, really big contract to Brock Purdy. They keep saying that he looks good in practice. How are you guys feeling about that so far?
Evan, go ahead.
I don't think that this is a soft benching the way that the Cardinals are treating Kyler Murray right now. If you've ever gone as far as to injure your toe, whether that's from kicking a medicine ball or whether that's just from your big toe coming down too hard on the mats like a hammer and you hurt your toe. By the way, those two things I've done from experience, and that's not fun stuff. Toe injuries take forever to heal because you just can't stay off your toe. Like, you need it more than you realize to get through your life. Now, doing it on a football field, I'm sure is it just escalates that pain. It's really hard to get over. I'm not surprised that a toe injury that Brock Purdy's going through is taking this long. I don't think he's out for the season. I think he'll be back, but I'm not surprised that the 49ers are just letting him heal that up too. But he's still listed as questionable. It just means he's not starting. So if he has to be thrown out there in an emergency, they'll probably just draw up some plays where he doesn't have to move as much. So, I'm not that concerned about Brock Purdy. I mean, if you're in a 2-quarterback league, he's definitely still a hold, as annoying as it is for the status that still changes. But, so I'm not as worried about Brock Purdy at this point. I don't think Mac Jones is there to stay as the permanent starter.
Okay. Sounds good. Same with you, Kendall. Same view.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I wasn't a football player growing up, but I played very high level competitive soccer. I know for sure it sounds really innocuous, but seriously, toe injuries are really messed up. I mean, Mike, you know this pretty well. Human physiology. There's just it's brutal. It's a whole balance thing. You use it way more than you think because you know it as a kid, but when you grow up, you just don't think about it anymore. It's pretty brutal. You'll get it messed up and be out twice as long. They're doing the smart thing. They always have had a good front and back office combination, forward thinking.
100%.
Man, if the 49ers ran a dynasty team, they would be tough to beat. Actually, they know what they're doing with longevity. So I agree with everything you guys said.
Come on now, Phil ain't here. You don't have to be that nice. So
this guy at heart, man. So as soon as that happened, dude, I'm in, man. I need someone in the playoffs.
So we have CJ Stroud. He's out with a concussion. He was ruled out really early this week. Davis Mills, he should be getting the start. I'm not too worried myself for Nico Collins. I think he did actually pretty well when he was in. So I think this is definitely a downgrade, but not as much as I think people should think. It's actually he's actually one of the better backups in the league. Kyle Murray. He's out, put on IR for a foot injury, so not a benching, but kind of. Jacoby Brissett gets the start this week after a really good performance on Monday night versus Dallas. Jaden Daniels. Now, this was really great news to hear. He had a really bad elbow injury. It looked horrible when we were watching. It's positive, no ligament damage, no bone issues either. It could be a really short period. They're looking to not put him on IR currently, and he could return after the week 12 bye. So that's encouraging news for the Jaden Daniels owners.
There's one thing I'll say about what Jaden Daniels did. He made a horrendous mistake that you never ever do when you're falling. Never ever stick your arm out and plant your hand. That's a great way to do what happened to his elbow. That's one of the first things they teach you in fundamentals with martial arts like judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I'm a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy myself. That's what we teach you in fundamentals, how to fall. And, you don't necessarily need to slap the ground to break your fall, even in football, but you don't want to plant your hand the way that Jaden Daniels did, and that's why it happened the way that it happened. Even if you got to just fall on your back, that's still better. At least you protect your limbs.
Yeah, for sure. So next is running backs. We're going to go through them. DeAndre Swift. This is one of the weird ones. So he is questionable. He didn't practice Wednesday, was limited on Thursday. Then for personal reasons, he was out on Friday. So it has nothing to do with the injury that he had with the groin injury. We're going to have to wait and see what this does. This is really a true game time decision versus the Giants. Kyle Monangai, did not practice Wednesday, but he was full Thursday. They've also come out and said they're going to be using the hot hand approach. So we're going to see that coming a little bit more moving forward. So we're going to see a little bit more of, I think, a 60-40 split. He definitely earned the right to get a lot more. You guys are the big Bears fans. How do you guys feel about it?
I think this has the potential to become the next Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I think that's exactly what's going to happen in this backfield. I can see that Kendall completely agrees. I think this is the Ben Johnson way of doing things because Gibbs and Monty do not look the same without Ben Johnson anymore. And I think that's what Ben is looking for with Swift and Monangai, where Swift is like Gibbs and Monangai is a lot like Monty. So they want to get that power backup versus the shifty, athletic, run outside type of running back the way that Swift does. And I think both are still RB2 value at worst. I don't see this being bad. The Giants front line, I mean, you already know, Mike, your Giants front line is lethal, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to stop this powerful offense, but we're going to have to find out Sunday, right?
Yeah, I mean, Giants are very bad against the run in general. We don't our defense is more for the pass rush than the actual run. And that's the problem with the defense. And I think they're going to try to exploit the other part that's been the issue, which is our corners are out. So we're down Adebo, and we're down. I think Flott's questionable, but either way, we're down our corners at this point. I would just be passing that thing on the outside as much as possible and taking advantage on the corners, but they're going to still run the ball as well and, keep it, real tight. They've always been really good at that. So I'm not really too worried about that. You guys it's going to be a fun game to watch. Ramondre.
I just hope we don't look. I just hope we don't look like the Eagles out there. That's what scares me.
I wouldn't worry too much about that. I think you guys have a better chance than most. I think this is going to be hopefully it's a shootout. That's my wish.
Ben Johnson is not Nick Sirianni. I can put it that way.
No, not at all. Ramondre Stevenson, he's going to be out this week. He was ruled out early. James Cook, everybody got freaked out on Wednesday that he didn't practice. Come on, guys. Just remember, for those that are watching and new, Wednesdays are not the day. Thursday, Friday are the 2 days that you need to pay attention to the most. Right now, he's good to go off the injury report. Rico Dottle, same thing happened. He's good to go. Bucky Irving, on the other hand, is out this week. And so is his teammate, Chris Godwin. They are taking another week. Now, I have my own opinion about Bucky at this point. I think they can't put him on IR because I think they have all their IR spots filled at the current moment. So I think that's part of it. I think they originally thought they would be able to put him on, and they were like, no, he's okay. And then I think something happened in between all this where they couldn't put him on, and then they did. I think right now this is just a waiting game. I think, unfortunately, you're kind of stuck with not having him for another couple of weeks. So we'll wait and see. Chris Godwin's not going to be back until November, late November, early December. So that stinks. Alvin Kamara is currently listed as questionable. He was limited Thursday and Friday, so he is still listed as questionable. Aaron Jones, this is a weirder one. Hamstring, toe, and shoulder. From what I keep seeing, he didn't practice on Wednesday, limited on Thursday. He said he had a couple of good days. He feels good, but he said, I have 2 days to figure it out. So it looks like he's going to be a game time decision.
He's pretty much beat up the way Travis Etienne was last year. He had a trio of injuries like that.
Yeah, it seems to be that type of scenario. What's going on, Perk? Always a pleasure to have you here, my friend. And then Nick Chubb, he looks good to go. He's off the injury report, so I think everything's good there. Wide receiver injuries. Puka Nacua, he's good to go. He practiced in full Thursday and Friday. He's good. Terry McLaurin's going to be out this week, as well as Brian Thomas Jr. That's a big one. He got called out this Friday. So how do you guys feel about this Jags wide receiver core? Parker Washington or the newly acquired Jacoby Myers? Kendall, I'll go to you.
Dude, fire up some Jacoby Myers, man. So here's the real question, okay? I'm not going to get too spicy on start-sit takes because the real question is watch the game, watch the snap data, particularly where they line up, okay? What we're looking for here is who's going to be the slot king, okay? I want to know the snap percentages in the slot from Parker versus Jacoby and kind of see how that goes. If Jacoby gets all those slot snaps and he ends up being just the comfort zone, just do what it takes, get open, option routes, that type of thing, and Parker's usually kicked a little more to the boundary or something like that. If that's how it happens, I'm wheels up on Jacoby. I mean, I think he is the medicine that team needs. Veteran can pick up quickly. I'm really, really in on Evans. And I don't got a problem with Parker, but I expect more from 10 targets more often from somebody who's really NFL talented. Yeah, I know they're not great targets, but I just think he's a little bit of fool's gold. Not full-fledged, but I'm fading Parker just a little bit. I like Jacoby a lot more. He's been productive in a lot of places and a lot of bad spots too. Give me 100%. Some Jacoby Myers. I'm comfortable starting him this week.
Okay. What about you, Ev?
I'm exactly the same way. I think Jacoby Myers is the new wide receiver 1 in the Jaguars offense until Brian Thomas is healthy again. I don't think Parker Washington is the guy that the Jaguars ever want to roll with out there. Parker Washington is just one of those inevitable things for the Jaguars over the last 3 seasons when they have to play him because their receivers can never stay healthy, and they were desperate to get more talent on their roster. So Jakobi Meyers, I actually really like a lot. He has a drop rate percentage that is like almost exponentially lower than the rest of the Jaguars receivers combined. So they're just looking for a set of hands that can work with a mid quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. Now, Jakobi Meyers is facing a tougher Houston secondary. That's not going to be as easy to get the, well, I mean, yeah, they're not the best in the league. I agree about that, Mike, but
no, they are. They are one of the Stingley and Lassiter are probably 2 of the best corners in the league currently.
Yeah, they're
they have a really good pass rush. That's really helps.
Yeah, they're beatable, but at the same time, they're still darn good. I don't think that's going to matter much for Jakobi Meyers. I think they're going to find ways to get him the ball because he can catch the short stuff in addition to deeper stuff if they need him to do that. Because, I mean, if we're talking about the Jaguars wide receiver room being depleted, it's depleted, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Patrick actually, he's practicing. I don't know if they're going to roll him out there, but he's been hurt. De'Ami Brown evidently will play too, but he's been hurt. It's like they're rolling out a bunch of guys that are probably playing hurt. So Jakobi seems to be the healthiest guy they got out there, and they traded for him for a reason. They want him. Now, if you have a dynasty share of him, you better sell him as soon as you can. Because when they get Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas back, that's going to get crowded. So you better sell Jakobi in dynasty.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, right now, the line has kind of changed since opening. Houston is at 1.5. Jags are now favored by 0.5 after these, little changes. Jags defense is formidable, but on the other side of the ball, when it comes to the Texans defense, like I said, they have one of the best pass rushes out there. They also have a really good secondary. Petrie does a really good job as well. It's one of those things where I get a little nervous playing those guys. If I had no other choice, I would. I kind of like Parker Washington a little bit, and it's really only because he knows the offense. I know that he's coming into a new system. I know that Jacoby's coming in. He knows how to play football. It's not hard, but knowing the system is a little different, knowing the quarterback. At least Parker has a little bit of a rapport with Trevor Lawrence already. That's my only caveat. But these guys are in my 30s at this point. Like, I don't have them any higher than that in rankings. So it's not like I'm playing them unless I am depleted somewhere and I have to. So we'll wait and see how that goes. We have DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, they're off the injury report. Luther Burden is back, so you guys got your full wide receiver core back. Hopefully, Rome will be getting more involved this week, which I have no doubt.
Or his dad.
He definitely will. You bet he's going to be really pissed off about that 0-for-3 performance against the Bengals, who have like one of the worst secondaries and worst defenses in the league. He'll get his against the depleted Giants secondary.
Yeah, for sure. And, it's one of those things where I'm kind of hoping, I kind of loved the 1 week that I saw DJ Moore have a good game. So I kind of hope more are on the way. Ricky Purcell, he's going to be out again, unfortunately. Apparently, this is a fussy injury. Just keep that in mind moving forward. Unfortunately, this is kind of like Bucky Irving. Garrett Wilson, he was limited. He says he's going to be playing on Sunday. He should be good to go. He's listed as questionable. So keep that in mind. Ted McMillan came up on the injury report on Friday with a hamstring injury that flared up. That's not good. When hamstrings flare up on a Friday, never a good sign. He was limited. I would be very careful with Ted on Friday or on Sunday. Keyshawn Boutte, he's been ruled out as well. So just be aware of that for those that are playing him. He's been real hot lately. 4 touchdowns in the last 3 games or something like that. He's been on fire. Dalton Schultz, he didn't practice, but he is listed as questionable. He had a full practice on Friday. He's good. Harold Fanning, he was added to the injury report on Thursday. Didn't practice on he didn't practice on Thursday, was back on Friday, limited. He's questionable. From all, he's a bottom end tight end that you're looking for, but he's been very helpful in fantasy. But Njoku kind of limits his ceiling a little bit. So, all right, those are news and notes and all the injuries that we're going to go through. We got a ton of questions in the chat, so we're going to get to you guys right now. We got Donovan McKinn. What's going on, man? He goes, start 2 players at flex. Okay. In a full PPR league, we got Vidal, Parker Washington, mentions the fact that BTJ and Hunter are out, Devin Singletary, Caton Otten, and Rashid, and newly acquired Seahawk, Rashid Shaheed. How do you guys feel about this one? I got my 2.
What do you think, Evan?
I got my 2. We're going to go Vidal and Shaheed here. I think those are your 2 best options. Vidal happened to have just a rough game against the Titans defense. I don't think the Titans run defense is even remotely the worst in the league. They're not terrible, but they're also not good anyway. They're still a bottom 10 defense at stopping the run. And Vidal just happened to have a bad game. It happens. He's a practice squad running back that happens to be overachieving when Hampton is out and Najee Harris is out. So somebody had to step up, and the Chargers didn't trade for anybody. So I think against a Pittsburgh Steelers defense that sucks now, he'll definitely show improvement. If he falls in the end zone, you're a heck of a lot happier. But, I mean, he's at least low-end RB2 value at worst. And Rashid Shaheed is that wide receiver 2 the Seahawks were desperate to find. I don't think it'll take long for him and Sam Darnold to start connecting with chemistry. Give me Shaheed all day long. I love me some Cade Otton too, but I can't start him over either of the 2 that I mentioned because with Buka coming back and other guys that are just getting more precedent with targets from Baker Mayfield, I don't think you could count on him to do better. And now that Parker Washington now has to compete with Jacoby Myers, I don't think you can start him. And Devin Singletary sucks even from the days when he was a Bill.
Oh, come on. Give him more credit than that, my friend. I almost
credit for what?
He's a great glue guy, though. I mean, you got to give him that. You know, he could be a great podcaster. In fact, if he becomes a free agent, we will pick up Singletary. We will have to have him.
I'm in favor.
I'm with Evan. I won't hold this. The idea here is my first out is Parker's unpredictable, right? If you needed if you were massively behind, I mean, maybe he's a desperation play. My first in is just pretty clearly go with the running back Vidal. I mean, he's pretty much guaranteed 15 carries. It's a nice combination of it's an offense that puts the ball in the end zone a lot. I'm going to have the RB1 for that team. Bad week, but RBs are volatile. Happens all the time. Gibbs put 4 points up last week, so we should sit him, right? I just think it's a great offense in a decent matchup, so just fire up their RB1 right now. And I like Shaheed. I love the coach knows him. Darnold's been lights out on a deep ball. I just have a feeling, this is the gut check feeling, I think Darnold is feeling himself on the deep ball. There's no way they don't try to dial one up.
That's what she said.
Catches or not, but yeah. Look, I will be throwing a few shekels on
what's going on, brother,
for Shaheed and longest catch to be longer than 40 yards. I'm going to see how that happens.
Okay. So for me, it's going to be Rashid Shaheed for sure. I think we all agree it's a great situation. Offensive coordinator, he knows the system. It's just got to get out there, throw the ball, and this will definitely help. JSN is like that for him. Torrey Horton is there as well. So, and right now, Cooper Kupp is another guy that doesn't look like he's going to be playing this coming Sunday. Torrey Horton's also a little banged up as well. They said that, he's been questionable as well. So they're definitely going to get him involved one way or another. Caton Otton's out for me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put tight end in my flex spot. I'm sorry. Mine is between Devin Singletary and Vidal. I think I'll also have to kick out Parker. But it's really looking at the matchup for me.
You can run on our Bears. I get it.
Well, I was going to say we can run on the Bears. It's one of those. They're ranked 23rd in DVOA. It's a better matchup overall. Steelers have been better against the run. They're 12th overall in DVOA against running backs at this point. They've done a lot better since the beginning of the season when they were yes, sir.
I do have to add something to that, though. The Bears' run defense is getting better. They just got Gervon Dexter back. Yeah. They also have a healthier, I feel like I should know his name, the former Atlanta Falcon. Who's that defensive tackle?
Gary Jarrett?
Yeah, Grady Jarrett is also back. It's starting to come together under the Dennis Allen system. So it's not a great run defense. I mean, Singletary and Tracy will probably get a few breakout runs here and there, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout the way that it has been in previous weeks. So maybe that's just homerism with confidence in my run defense, but it is slowly getting better.
No, I can agree with that. We saw that, but we saw Chase Brown do well. Singletary's been getting a little bit more run in the last few weeks. I feel a little bit better, but at the same time, Vidal just doesn't have anyone else behind him. Jarrett Patterson is okay. He's formidable. He's going to help. For me, it's Vidal, even though I don't really love the matchup. So I kind of agree with you guys, Vidal and Rashid Shaheed. Let's move on to the next question. We got David Flynn. What's going on, man? Great to have you here. He goes full PPR Superflex League. All right. Who would you guys start at Superflex? Justin Fields or Jacoby Brissett? Let's start with that one.
I'm just going to jump in real quick. Brissett is a clear quarterback upgrade to that team. Fantastic. I know the streak's going to run out at some point, but he's playing very good professional veteran ball. And he's making all the weapons on that team look like kind of what we thought they would do. It turns out when you just have an adult in the chair and a decent coach, like I'm not saying they're a great team and a great offense. I'm just saying the NFL is a league of parity. As much as we want, the spicy takes are fun in the NFL because we're wrong almost as much as we're right, and that gives it a lot of interestingness. And Brissett's always been a pretty good backup. He can have that's why he's a career backup game. So he's going to turn into a pumpkin enough. But Kyler's been living like it's Halloween, man. I mean, they haven't had a single spark in a while. I like Brissett. I think the offensive weapons aren't terrible enough. And I think he can get it done.
Okay. What about you, Ev?
Yeah, I think I have to go Justin Fields here, even though neither of these guys has a better matchup here. Cleveland is at least going to be a rough defense. I mean, it's going to be bad for Fields, especially with a couple of he's going to probably take the field more often than he's expecting with that Jets defense giving up a lot to a bad Browns offense. I think the Jets are going to have to try and figure it out with Garrett Wilson not 100% and Breece Hall not exactly. Well, I mean, he's as close to 100% as a running back can be. Yeah. They get beat up all year long, but it's going to be ugly. But I think Fields' legs is what's going to save his fantasy value, where Brissett doesn't offer that against a tough Seattle defense. I'd be surprised if he threw 2 touchdowns again against a Seattle defense that is beatable, but it's good. And it's a division rivalry matchup, so I could see Seattle just kicking the ever-living shit out of the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, it is Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hardest part about all this. I agree. Like, Justin Fields just has the higher floor, in my opinion.
That's why I got to go with him.
Well, and that's the only thing. They play a lot of man defense, a lot of man D in Cleveland in general. They like the blitz. They're a very big blitz heavy team. So it's one of those that it kind of works out better for him in some way, shape, or form. Even though it's not going to be great for real football, it's going to be good for fantasy. I think Justin Fields is probably the better choice. I love Brissett more, to be quite honest. Like I'm a big Brissett fan. I love what he does. I love you guys know me enough to know that I'm a very classic pocket passer guy. But Justin Fields' floor is hard to argue with. He can put 80 on the ground without even thinking twice and lead the team in rushing at this point. So I'm going to go with Justin Fields. Also, he needs running back 2 advice. Options are Kamara or Monangai.
Monangai.
Yeah.
Monangai.
This is easy.
All right. You got 2 Bears fans here. So
Monangai's a better running back right now. Did you watch last week?
I'm kidding.
I mean, that was unreal. That was a welcome to the NFL. No, Kamara hasn't looked like that in 2 years.
I agree.
I hate the way Alvin Kamara is being used by Kellen Moore. What the hell is Moore thinking?
Yeah, pass out more. I don't know.
What are they doing out there in New Orleans? Just throw the ball to Kamara. Let him do it.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little annoying. It is Monangai against my Giants. It's just how it is. Unfortunately, for me, he's gonna have a good game. He's been playing well. He has a really good center of gravity. I liked what I saw last week against the Bengals. It's Monangai. Unfortunately, he can't play Kamara anymore. He also says also need flex advice. Full PPR, Parker or DK. I think this is easy for all of them.
DK.
Yeah. play your studs. When in doubt, play your stud.
Not my favorite DK, but
no, I'm not.
My favorite DK is on bye right now, so it's unfortunate.
My favorite DK is on the Nintendo Switch, where he's got the Bonanza game, where it's a fun, smashy game.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway,
I would take DK in this. It's still a tough matchup, but I would rather have. I rather trust the Mike Tomlin group, and even against the eighth ranked Chargers in this case against the pass, I'm still going with DK. It just makes the most sense.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Rodgers will find a way to get involved. Hey Adam.
What's up, Adam? What's up? Friend of the show, my commissioner in a few leagues. Good boy. Sorry, I just clicked off you there.
No, you're good, brother. So Warrior has a serious decision to make here. Another Giants fan. At least I have another Giants fan with me tonight.
I forgot about that. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So we got start Davis Mills versus an injured Jags defense, 27th worst, which they really aren't, and they really do play the Texans harder than people think they do. Or Jacoby Brissett versus the Seahawks, really tough defense, which we've already discussed. So who do you like more in this situation, Mills or Jacoby? Let's go with Kendall first.
Jacoby. Yeah, I'm going to go with Jacoby. I just don't – I've seen Davis Mills in decent matchups still just not be a talented NFL quarterback. So I'm not even looking at the defense. I'm just saying it could be against the 32nd ranked defense. I'm not a big Davis Mills fan. I just don't think the offensive play calling is at a nuanced level where they can elevate and make it happen. Where I think Jacoby doesn't need good offensive play calling. I think he's just an adult that can kind of keep in mind. Davis Mills has the chance to score about 2 points. That will not happen with Jacoby, even on a very bad day. So this is sort of a floor ceiling combo. I actually think they have similar ceilings on a good day, but on a bad day, Jacoby has a much higher floor than Davis Mills, and you can risk avoiding disaster is kind of where I'm making my call here.
Okay. What about you, Ev?
Davis Mills definitely has a good array of weapons at his disposal between Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, and Dalton Schultz. Kirk and Schultz are not exactly sexy fantasy options anymore, but that'll at least help Davis Mills not suck completely. But Jacoby Brissett is the clear better backup quarterback in the NFL, even against a tougher Seattle Seahawks defense. When you have elite weapons like Trey McBride and then Marvin Harrison Jr. that's still trying to develop in the NFL. Kyler Murray hasn't helped him one bit, but at least he's looking a little better with Jacoby Brissett out there. So, yeah, I think it's easy. Mills is a quarterback that, I mean, unless you're in a 2-quarterback league where there is nobody else left to go, Mills should not be rostered anywhere. He should be on waivers.
Fair enough. I mean, they did okay versus Denver last week. I mean, it was still a rough game to say the least. I mean, he was 17 for 30, 137 yards, got sacked twice. He's a statue. Him and Brissett are both kind of statue pocket passer guys that like I said, both guys are kind of my, cup of tea when when I'm picking my quarterbacks, even though I like guys that can run a little bit more. Davis, I like kind of like what Evan said with the, the particular people around him. He has a little bit more weapons around him to make him a little bit more viable. They had a week to kind of prepare instead of just throwing him in there. I'm going to lean Davis Mills, but not by a lot. And to be fair, in this situation, I think they're kind of the same. I think they have a similar floor, to be quite honest, because I think the Seattle defense kind of puts them at that point because, even if the Jags aren't doing that well, it kind of levels them out a little bit. So for me, I'm going to go Davis Mills. I'm going to be the contrarian of this group for that one.
Okay.
So Warrior Loft, he goes, my other options are Fields, Penix, or Aaron Rodgers versus the Chargers. So who would you pick? Would you pick any of these guys over these two?
Maybe
I would.
Yeah, you go first, Kendall.
Yeah. So for me, I just think I'm going to chase the ceiling in this particular case of Penix and the Colts or A-Rod versus the Chargers. Like, I'm definitely going with one of those. Both games have some shootout potential. Penix got a little better last week.
What's up, Albert?
A-Rod, you never really know what's going to happen. I can see the Chargers putting up points, and I think the Chargers defense is they're okay. I think their Chargers defense is put in better situations because their offense is so potent, right?
100%.
I don't think this is a situation where their defense is objectively very good. And I do think this is a situation where A-Rod can put up 30 points if he's forced to. I can see both of those games being pretty interesting. I think in general, I don't trust Penix yet. And I hate to say this, but I do trust A-Rod in a shootout a little bit more than Penix right now in the Colts. There's so many ways they can beat you on defense. I really worry that can be a little bit of a rough game. I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers against the Chargers and just hope the score hits the over. That's probably where I'm going with. It's just a take that I'm betting on the game that will have the most points. It's not a player take. It's more or less, I think, that has the highest chance to be a 56 total.
What about you, Ev?
So I could definitely see Kendall's point, especially if Penix can get it going with Kyle Pitts. And the reason I say that is because the Colts defense is damn good, except against tight ends.
Yep.
So you could make an argument that Penix could be a desperate dart throw play that might work. But I think the bigger dart throw play would be Fields against the Browns, because the Browns get it tough with the blitz and they play a lot of man coverage, which I don't think the Browns need more than man coverage to beat the Jets offense. But then what do you do about Fields' legs? That's where you're going to get the fantasy value. So if you're going to take a shot on any of these three, I'd go Fields over Penix. And A-Rod, well, if he can connect with DK, sure. But I just don't think it's going to be more than like mid-range QB2 value at best.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same as both of you in the way that, you guys are talking about it. I like A-Rod just a smidge more than the other guys that are listed. He's just been a little bit more consistent in what his play is. He does very well. Beyond who he is, he ends up doing pretty well in a lot of prime time games, if you will. He tends to come out on, when it's prime time. I'm going to lean A-Rod here if, over the Mills and Brissett's of the world. I'm going to go A-Rod for that one. I like him a little bit better. The matchup's going to be a little bit rough. A lot of it is. I mean, most of these games are going to be that type of way, but I do like A-Rod right now.
Tough decision there, dude.
It is. It's a tough decision, man. So we got Brighton. What's going on, man? Great to have you here. What is Breece Hall worth in a trade in Dynasty? So I got two of my Dynasty guys here. What are you saying?
That you do. I'm just gonna kick it to you, Evan. It's always more fun to do the second, so jump on in there.
All righty. So unfortunately, Breece Hall did not get his wish with the trade that he requested. He's going to be playing the rest of the season with the Jets. He will be an unrestricted free agent after this season. So it remains to be seen if he will sign with anybody new in March or April or even May at this point. So I think he will. I think he's done as a New York Jet after this year. So if you are going to buy low on Breece Hall, you better do it as soon as you can, because I can't see him going to a worse situation than the Jets as far as running the football. He could end up going to Tampa Bay. He could end up going to the Chiefs to make us all cry. He could end up in a lot of situations. I know the Chiefs wanted to spend a 4th-round pick to get Breece, which was kind of an insultingly low offer that the Jets were just absolutely going to refuse. Yeah. So, yeah, if you're going to buy on Breece, see how low you can go. Talk to the Breece shareholder, Brighton, and see what they're looking for. See if you could get him for like a 3rd. That would be amazing.
In Dynasty?
If a guy's desperate to get rid of him, it doesn't hurt to try.
So I have bought Breece. I bought 6 shares of Breece in the last 2 weeks.
There you go. So what? Kendall's the perfect guy for this. So what's his value at this point?
I own more Jets stock than the actual Jets. Let me just be clear with you. I'm the Garrett Wilson truther. I've traded for Justin Fields. I have drafted and traded for Breece Hall. I am mentally unstable, boys. All right. I'll give you the prices. I'm just telling you. So here's my take on Dynasty. Okay. If it helps your team and it makes sense and you have a take on them, do what you got to do. I feel like every shouty show, every like 101 fantasy show out there tells you the same thing, right? It's a lot of unrealistic offers, but if you're in a competitive league, it's just never going to happen because people will hold forever. They'll get dug in, and running back's a tough spot because you're always short on running backs. Always. If it's in season, preseason, your team looks dope. Your running back room is fantastic. By week 4, you are screwed, and by week 10, you are hot garbage. That is how running back rooms work, right? That's why we draft a lot of them in Dynasty. We spend cheaply on them, and we draft a lot of them because if you have 1 billion of them for nothing, you can piece together and have a lot of Kamani Vidals out there that are doing real nice work for you. So I have bought Brees for a first and a second, and that is an objective overpay. Okay, I'm not saying that's value. I'm saying that was I thought he was getting traded price. Now I'm a little bit buried. Now, here's the thing. If your running back room is screwed, this is a more nuanced question because you're not getting this solved in the draft. This is not a good RB class. There's few and far between. They're going to get drafted early because of scarcity. Happens every year when it's a low running back draft. You see what happened last year with guys like Trey Benson when they went right at the turn and they were not turn-related talent. 1-2 turn at in Dynasty. So I think no one's trading Brees for less than a first. They would rather hold and see what happens in free agency. It's the day and age where everyone can hop on, Fantasy Pros, wherever you want to go. And you're just going to see that the news says eventually someone's going to want him. And the Chiefs came after him. Now they didn't finish it. So if you own Brees and you're selling, you're trying to make a profit and you're probably trying to flip now. The key here is if you're not winning, you need to trade a guy like Pittman in a small pick, some production now. It's a win-win. They get to chase a title with real production. You get the back. But if it's pure picks, I think it costs you at least a first plus a small interesting piece. And if you don't think it's worth that, you're not going to buy them. I think the owner's just going to hold out. They were disappointed by what could have been at the Chiefs. They're not going to sell low because they're going to dig in forever. I think that's really the play. I own them a lot. I've had a lot of offers. You got to get comfortable with that price. I'm not sure if it's worth it. It could be, but you're buying the long haul. So I think your best play here, Brighton, is you got to give up on the season and you have to trade aging production. You got to trade a DK Metcalf. You got to trade a Michael Pittman, something along those lines, a Devontae Adams, plus a small pick because they want a 2-for-1. I think something along those lines gets it done. It requires at least a productive veteran in a second or a first and a third, but that's an overpay. If it's a late first, I think it could be worth it, though.
One thing I will say in my defense, though, because if you know what you have in a Brees Hall, you're not going to sell him for anything less than a first. But as we have to accept in fantasy football, there are no two leagues that are alike, and there are no two shareholders that are alike, because somebody's going to be taking a look at the lessening production that Brees Hall has been putting out there over the last couple of seasons and being like, darn, I should have sold him high when I should have. Yeah. But if they're not getting better offers than they can be for Brees Hall, and nobody's after him, there's an opportunity to lowball the shareholder to see if they could just get rid of him if they're looking to get rid of him. So the situation is going to be different in every single league, but if it's like what Kendall just described, I would not be afraid to pay up for him because he's going to eat on another team.
Start with a 3, see where they're going to be, and then end up at a 1. I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it. I mean, you're okay with it. Be okay with losing a 1, start at 3, and see if they go to a 2.
I've drafted this 26 class, by the way. I've got it pretty well mapped out. To me, it's a worse version of the 24 class, the wide receiver wise. What I'm saying is the turn, I think, has a major drop off to the earlier positions, and it'll be reaches. So I think the turn is going to lose a lot of value, and it's going to be the Bo Nix cheaper low end quarterback that goes at the turn most likely. I guess if I'm saying anything, I liked the turn picks some years. I don't like them in 2026. It's a little top heavy for me. I'd rather be super early or take the value a little bit later. I don't like late firsts.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Brighton. So we're going to go to Galaxy Pickers. What's going on, man? He goes, what up? Trade Addison, Bill, and Hunter Henry for Diggs and Woody Marks. I'm 7-1. Good for you, my friend. Full PPR. How do you guys feel about it?
Redraft, right?
I'm assuming so.
This does look like redraft.
Yeah, the type of trade looks like redraft. Yeah. I
want the dig side.
Okay.
I I think Chubb, if the team goes in a different direction, I just think Marks is going to slowly eke up a little bit. I mean, Chubb's healthy, but if he wasn't, I think Marks was up. Diggs, I think, is going to have a good rest of season. I honestly don't think Bill's really startable.
No, unfortunately, he is.
It's not happening. So Addison's just your one piece, and I just don't think he's good enough. I would rather take. I rarely do this, but I'd rather take the flexibility of. I like those pieces with Drake May and with Booty out. If he stays out for a little bit, those guys are going to have a good 1-2 week bump. And then by the time that's done, Marks could have a really nice sort of Tajay Spears-esque like he did last year, where he could really bang for you in the playoffs. I could see that.
Okay. What about you, F?
First of all, Galaxy Pickers, good to see you again. Unfortunately, you're not going to see me anymore on the Optimus Fantasy channel as I have been cut from that team. But I am here to stay on the Get Right Fantasy team, so it's good to see you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you more over here. Sorry, I
had to do it. Continue.
Yes. As far as this trade goes, trading, if you can get it done to the Diggs and Mark shareholder to take those pieces, I don't know what the rest of your team looks like, but it's probably damn good considering that you're 7-1. I'm fine with giving up like a very unstable option in Addison that will go up and down in value. Hunter Henry that was lucky to see 3 targets in some weeks, and then Bill Krosky Merritt, who I was very pissed off about his hype train at the beginning of the season because everybody acted like the Commanders they're finally going to get a bell cow back. No, they're not, ladies and gentlemen. No. It's a running back by committee. They love platoon backs. JCM is nothing more than a Brian Robinson replacement. Get ready to be disappointed. So, Galaxy Pickers, if you can get that deal done with the Diggs and Mark shareholder, by all means, brother, do it.
Okay. I'm agreeing as well. I mean, it just makes the most sense out of this whole group. It sucks getting rid of Addison, but I'm okay with it with Diggs and Marks at this point. So, definitely on board with that. We got Raven. What's going on, man? I just know that is. I just know it's Raven. He goes.
Met him as, right?
That's how I met him. So that's how I know him. So full PPR: Garrett Wilson, Emeka Egbuka, or Xavier Flowers. Nice. It was taking a second. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Well
are we doing?
played.
He says, rest of the season, take their playoff schedule into account. Weeks 15 and 17. He's 6-3. Who do you like rest of the season out of this group?
I'm going Egbuka.
I think Egbuka is the easy yes to this one. I love me some Garrett Wilson as the wide receiver 10 in PPR leagues last year, but Egbuka is in the better offense. He's looking great as a rookie. He's looking like the future for the Buccaneers. He's doing exactly what they want him to do with Baker Mayfield. Yeah, he's the guy rest of season. You're 6-3. You have nothing to worry about, my man. I like your avatar, too, of Lamar Jackson with big wings. Like, that's badass. I don't even like the Ravens because they beat our Bears by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. But, hey, man, we beat ourselves against you guys. You guys take that win when we couldn't get that win. So, Egbuka is the way to go, man.
Yeah, I'm going to be going Egbuka as well. And it's really just, I mean, the playoff schedule is pretty good except for the Falcons, which could change from now until then. But Falcons, Panthers, and the Dolphins, I'm eating that.
Week 7.
Egbuka is the guy that I want rest of the season. I'm not a big Zay Flowers fan in general. Garrett Wilson, unfortunately, I'm sad. I know Kendall.
I don't know what the end of the season is going to look like for him. Who knows if they can start a legal team? You don't want to go into even week 16 or 17 with
I want the guy
that barely has a win yet. Like the tiniest injury, and of course they're sitting him. And they've clearly shown that they are willing to fully rebuild, which I honestly hope my own teams are crippled because of it. But for the sake of Garrett Wilson, like let the guy like smoke a pack on the bench and just have a day, man. Like just let him relax.
You would hope that, but unfortunately that just doesn't seem to be.
Oh, you guys see the interview? What a professional like baller answer.
Oh, yeah.
That was the combination of like, I'm a company man, but I'm also like a hardcore, like top 10 wide receiver in this league. That was one of the best answers I've ever seen in a press conference. Check it out if you guys haven't. He was asked a pretty tough question, and it was a great answer.
So Raven goes 6-point passing TD. Oh, I love the detail. Thank you so much, Raven. He goes pick 2, Dylan Gabriel, Tyler Shuck, Mac Jones, and Davis Mills. Need to start 2 in a super flex league. Gross. He already knows. I'll start this one off. Mac Jones is a must start. Just start Mac Jones. I don't think there's any question from all three of us.
Agreed.
Mac Jones is the guy. I think the bigger question is the other three. I'm going to go Dylan Gabriel. I don't love it, but facing the Jets, I feel a little better about it. Losing Quentin, losing Sauce, I feel a lot better about it.
Yeah, that matchup. It's one of those, like, if I start him and he can't do it in that matchup, you are dead to me forever.
Yeah.
It's over,
100%.
right? Yeah, I'm kind of there, though. I just don't really know what Chuck's going to be able to do without a ton of weapons. I don't like the offensive play calling nearly as much. I do like the pace of play, but Dylan Gabriel passed like 54 times the other day. So I'll take the matchup. Maybe. I don't like that Judkins is healthy. I do think there's a narrative where if Judkins is fully healthy,
100%.
The team runs 40 times and Dylan Gabriel throws the ball like 18 times. So if I'm avoiding complete disaster, maybe Shuck, but man,
Carolina's defense looks real good lately.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Carolina's literally 1 games off their defense. I'm gonna go Gabriel, but man, is it close. I'm holding it against the player, but the matchup's too good. I need to get over myself and just say it's a good matchup.
What about UF?
That's where it's getting tough after Mac Jones because he's an easy QB2 play in a good offense. But as crazy as this is going to sound, I think it has to be Tyler Shugg compared to the other two. Oh. I don't trust Davis Mills enough to be good, even against a weak Jacksonville defense. Tyler Shugg is playing against a bad Carolina defense that has some people shocked occasionally, but Shugg is basically Spencer Rattler all over again. So even though he might not be in New Orleans for the long haul, I think this week, you got to go Mac Jones and Tyler Shugg, as gross as these options are, because like what Kendall was just talking about with Quinshon Judkins out there running all over that Jets defense that just traded away 2 really good players, I don't see anybody stopping Judkins. Why would the Browns need to throw much?
Yeah, I was just saying, like, that game could get out of hand with the Browns in a blowout. Like, Judkins could have 3 touchdowns in the first half, and it's just over, Like, it could. It could. I'm telling you, look, I feel like you guys ever do a take and you're like, I need to pull up DraftKings or some shit. Like,
dude,
all the time, bro. What are you talking about?
I might have to throw.
I'm glad I didn't last week because my takes were very bad. Where I'm saying not to play Brock Bowers, so coming off an injury. So
Shuck's got some legs too, there, Evan. Honestly, they're not great. They're like Mahomes' legs, where he's athletic. There's something there.
He's slow.
He's slow, and he doesn't. Not the same.
I saw Peyton Manning rush for a touchdown.
I think we all have. I saw Joe Flacco run for 10 yards. Ooh. Anyway,
I did see him run for those 10 yards.
He did.
Yeah.
He was exhausted.
Oh, he was. July 12th. What's going on, man? He goes, how big is the gap between Bijan and Javonte? What else do I need to add to get him? He's thinking Zay or Wilson. I'm down for either or. You want to put Javonte and Zay to get Bijan? Go. Devontae and Wilson, do it. I'm doing it.
Your trade partner's not going to do it though.
They're not, but I'm gonna offer it and see what happens.
So July White, first of all, good to see you again too. You're not gonna, like I was just telling Galaxy Pickers, you're not gonna see me on Optimus anymore. You're gonna see me over here every Friday from now on. So good to see you again. Good person.
The 3 deadline drama swore about.
Yeah.
You got 2 weeks, people. 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. So it's like what these guys were just saying. I don't think your trade partner is going to do it. Whoever's holding on to Bijan or Javonte, like, so I think you really got to reach out. You got to reach out to the shareholder and just talk to see what they're looking for, if they're even available for sale, because just sending a blind trade offer is not going to get it done. It's just going to be a smash reject. So open up the channel of communication. See what the person says. It doesn't hurt. You're not giving away strategy by talking to your trade partner.
That's that's my favorite answer, by the way, too.
Agree.
You guys ever get a trade where you're like, it's not that it's too far away. It's that I need to send a message with how fast I hit. No, I need them to know, right? That you're disrespecting Bijan. And I need you to think twice about it. Even though the trade actually looks good on paper, the mind doesn't go there right away. They're just taking it back and taking affront to it. Catch the flies with some honey, not some vinegar. Tell them a joke. All right, like really, like I'm not kidding. Like have a dialogue. Like don't even just like. I'm a corporate sales guy for a long time. Like you do a lot of deals by not talking business and just having respect for the conversation at hand.
You're talking the difference between honey and vinegar, but we're talking Bijan Robinson here, so put some Bijan mustard on it.
Ooh, a little spicy.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
I know.
But also not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. I love it. Mr. Bakes a lot. Welcome back, my friend. He goes, the Steelers added Kyler Duggar to help. So we were talking about the Steelers before. They did. Hopefully we can see an improvement in their defense.
Yep. I'm starting the Steelers defense in a lot of redraft this week. Not because I want to, because I want the rest of season schedule. And it's the only time I can own them. But it could be like, I see like a mini sandwich game for the Chargers here. I'm just throwing it out there. I think
throw that out there.
The Steelers defense is for
Kendall,
real, though.
Do not have me do the gift. I'm not doing it.
I've got a 30% Herbert here. I don't want it to happen.
I know. No. Don't even put it out in the universe. I'm just gonna move on. Dr. Ken, how are you looking at the Bears
backfield? And Kamani Vidal, all right.
How are you guys? So we've already kind of talked about this a little bit already there, Dr. Ken, in the beginning of the show. What are you? How are you guys looking at the Bears backfield rest of the season? If you have both Swift and Monangai, who do you start?
Both.
Honestly, that is the answer. What's the matchup? What week are you saying?
I think it's really just.
I'm guessing Dr. Ken. By the way, big fan. He's actually a doctor. By the way, I think that's so cool. There's a million guys that are
doctor. Oh, he's a real doctor.
Dr. Ken is an actual doctor.
Fair. Oh, yeah. Great to know a doctor.
Please tell me he's Ken Jeong, the famous TV guy.
He hasn't admitted to it yet.
But
wait, Doc. I had not. Anyway, honestly, I mean, for me, Swift I think it's gonna be a 60-40 split. I think it's hard to play both unless you have a situation where you can. But for now, I really, we'll see how this week goes. I think Monangai might be the starter, just based on a personal reason. We don't know what it is. I'm going to go Monangai for this week, but moving forward, it's going to be a little tougher to kind of weed out who is who. But like you guys said, it's kind of like a Swift and Monty situation, 60-40, and it could just kind of, roll one week could be good, 1 week could be bad.
I'll add this to this as well. Last year in my redraft league, when Ben Johnson was in his final season as OC for the Lions, I managed to draft both Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, not on purpose, but because both just happened to fall my way. And I'm like, you know what? I'll buy into the Lions offense because it's still good. They crushed it for me all season long, starting both. So that's why I said near the beginning of the show, Swift and Monangai look to be the next Gibbs and Monty if Ben Johnson is going to repeat this. And this is a perfect week to do it, too, because we were just talking about how badly the Giants suck at defending the run. So you could absolutely make a case to do it.
I heard the extra.
Emphasize it, baby.
I heard the little extra behind it. I mean, they are only 20, come on now. Oh,
like if I got to split a tie, I'm actually going Monangai. If I have to, right? Yeah. Like if it's one of those, my first flex is spoken for, and I can only take one more to my second dance. I'm taking Monangai. I do think he's earned the goal line back role, and I don't think we have enough of Caleb wanting to dump the ball off even when it's open. I've watched.
I don't know why they don't just give it to DJ. Give it to DJ.
Swift has been open for a 5-yard out a lot. And he still wants more. It's not going to happen. It's not in his DNA.
Give it to DJ.
I don't see the crazy pass catching upside of Swift. And I do think he loses the goal line because he's not as good as Monangai at it. And I don't think it's a knock on Swift. It's just not his particular skill set. Kenneth Walker's losing some goal line stuff because he's trying a little too hard too. Give me in good matchups. I'm going Monangai. The real question is what happens after this week. This has to be a 1 week question, much like Parker Washington versus Jacoby Myers. We want to look at the snap data. We want to look at the neutral scripts data. We want to dig into what the coaches were feeling about it. But if you're asking us in a 1 week window, I could only tell you Monangai. That's just my take this week.
I like it. Dave Flynn, what's going on, man? He goes, need wide receiver 2 advice in my league. Options are Tez Johnson, Josh Downs or Christian Watson? Nervous to start Downs because I have Tyler Warren and Jones in my lineup at the moment. He also says that I can also pick up Coker, Austin, Kirk, or Leggett. Other than that, not much on waivers.
Don't bother with those 4. They're not good enough to start on a consistent basis. I would easily rather have Tez Johnson, Josh Downs, and Christian Watson, all of them on my team. So I'd say Dave, just keep what you got so far and then see what happens in following weeks. That's the way it is in redraft leagues. You're playing week to week.
Okay.
I'm hyper opinion in this one, by the way. I
know. I already know it's
1,000%. Who do you think I'm going with, though? Because it's not the guy I would take preseason. I'll put it that way.
I was going to say Josh Downs was your dude.
No. Well, one, the Josh Downs, Tyler Warren, both really can't have a good game at the same time. I don't think, in my opinion.
Yeah, agree.
I am hot and bothered by Tez Johnson. I am seriously hot and bothered. I'm in the flames with him. I see a real future in the NFL with him.
Oh,
I think
100%.
he's good.
Yeah.
I think he's better. Not as the one. I want a super healthy Egbuka. I want him to be the guy that we're going to take away Egbuka, and Tez is going to have an absolute field day. I'm putting some money on him. I think he's going to have himself a day. And if he doesn't, I'm going to still fire him up the next day. I actually like this kid long term.
Are we sure Tez Johnson is not the next Travis Fulgham?
No, he's way more talented. And I watched Fulgham's big heyday situation. It was busted coverage. It was no talent. I remember watching that because I did a little fab mistake on Fulgham. Tez Johnson, when he's actually got a story. If you look up the backstory, Baker has had a long, interesting history himself. Tez
100%,
had a rough story. I think
saw that. Yeah.
Something there. There's an off the field connection where Baker wants to see Tez do well for sure. I'm going to go straight to the rumor mill and just say I really think there's something there. And Tez is an absolute dog.
Yeah, he is. I like Tez as well. I like Josh Downs a ton, but I agree that it's hard to play all 3. Playing one of the 2 is fine. If you had a better, tight end, I would say it, but unfortunately Warren is probably the better of the options. So for me, I'm going to go Tez Johnson as well. The other guys I don't mind as much as these guys. I like Coker just a smidge more than most, and it's really just because of the news about Tet. I understand it. I get it. Going against the Saints, it's not a bad matchup. They did come out with a lot of news saying that they want to get him more involved. So I do understand the reasoning behind it, but I would rather go with the better offense here with Baker in this particular case. Ravens goes, one more question. You can have 100. It's fine. I'm in a pinch. Start Mariota versus the Lions or Brissett versus Seattle?
Brissett.
Yeah, Brissett. I'm not really trusting Mariota. And I think Detroit's defense is getting a little bit better. I think Mariota is going to get sacked 4 or 5 times this game.
Yeah, I mean, the spread for this game is 49, and the Lions are favored by 8.5. I can only assume that the point totals are in favor of the Lions. I am not a big fan of Mariota in general. He's got no one else around him, really. It's really just kind of a barren wasteland. I think they also lost one of their linemen, if memory served me correct. I am going Brissett in this one in a tougher matchup in general. Adam C goes, oh, God. Thoughts on, well, I was more hesitant on the question than the actual the spelling, because thoughts on Kenneth Walker versus Charbonnet moving into next year. Do they both end up with the lead role?
I mean, there is no lead role, I don't think. I mean, the NFL has clearly gone to the running back by committee. Everyone wants to copy Detroit and that kind of a thing, right? Even the Chiefs are like fully doing a rotate 5 people back there, whoever's back there, right? I think they're both going to roll with it. I think their thing is, look, we just need to get to the playoffs and make sure we have continuity. We want them both. I don't think they're ever going to favor one or the other, for sure. As much as we want them to, in the real NFL, if I were a team owner, this is the best way to make them compete too. You guys ever in basketball, you guys heard of 6-man, right? That's a real thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I think Gibbs makes Monty better. Monty makes Gibbs better. It's a healthy competition. You never take a break. You never take a snap off, because it's not going to be your last, but it's going to affect you in a hot hand system for sure. So I think it's an iron sharpens iron. It's good for them to keep them both awake and aware and competing. It just sucks for us, right? So, yeah, it's going to be ugly. At a minimum, am I going to draft him though? Look at how many points the offense is putting up, and it's incredibly skewed towards the wide receiver. If they start doing cover 2 shells and really getting soft in the box, I mean, I think we're going to start seeing some better games, but it may take some time. It turns out nobody wants to do cover 2, and even when they do, have you seen JSN's route highlights from last week?
Incredible.
I mean, uncoverable, absolutely uncoverable. That was 100%. Disgusting. You double him with double high. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get eaten alive by both of them. So I just think it's that team and that offense is gonna beat the shit out of you. But I do think both are gonna be relatively 10 points startable, but I don't think they're above flex plays.
Okay, fair enough.
So, Adam, I think this question is best asked in the late winter and early spring because Ken Walker is in a contract year. They didn't trade him. The Seahawks seem to like him. It remains to be seen if him and his agent can successfully negotiate a new contract with the Seahawks. If he goes somewhere else, you better fire up your Charbonnet, baby. Like, I have both Walker and Charbonnet on my Dynasty team just in case that does happen because I love me some Charbonnet, but the Seahawks seem to want to keep up the 1A, 1B approach, and I don't think they're going to be moving away from that if they keep both guys next season. So, yeah, Walker's in his contract year this year. Charbonnet's contract expires next year. So, remains to be seen what the Seahawks want to do long-term, but I don't see anything indicating that they want to move on from both.
Yeah, likewise. It's just sad. I mean, I'm gonna add this part to the question a little bit because I saw it asked twice from Austin. He says thoughts on Kenneth Walker after the Shaheed trade. Do you think that if anything, does this help Walker?
I don't know. I don't think it really helps or hurts.
I get
that.
Yeah, he's asking.
If it does anything, it helps, in my opinion.
Okay. No, well, and I was gonna go to it in the same context. It helps because of the concept that it takes defenses out of the box. Because anytime that you see Walker in one way or another, guy's quick as hell. He's always shifty, and at the same time, I think it helps both. To be quite honest, it takes one extra guy out of the box because they have to go a little bit deeper to respect what Shaheed could do over the top. JSN can do that too. Torrey Horton can do it. I mean, all of them can do that. I think that it's one of those things where it doesn't really hurt Walker too much, but this is a high-powered offense that has been playing pretty well as of late, so I'm not going to just throw Walker away, but it was really tough. It's going to be really tough sledding over. You're not happy when you have to play Walker, to be quite honest. I mean, it's the same. He's getting 60% of the snaps, but not getting any of the reward out of it because they get to the 5, and who do they pull in? Charbonnet, because Charbonnet's leading. Yeah. He's 7th right now in red zone touches and attempts. So
Walker's like a little bit of a buy for me. Last week, he didn't get in, but they did give him the whole red zone, and they gave him back to back. We're gonna they were like begging him to get in just to make it kind of fair. So
I was hoping he did.
You guys got to admit though, right? The floor is pretty high. Like, are we like, oh my god, those guys are great? They're objectively at their floor with how they're scoring though, right? The team's putting up 28 plus points a game. So we want to see more, but that is the worst you're going to see from these running backs, right? Like, that's a pretty solid floor. Gibbs can score 4 points. I'm not sure that either of these running backs have scored lower than that this year, to be honest. It's a decent floor at a position with volatility.
So the one thing I'll say too is that that felt like how does this affect Marlon Mack style of question where Walker is not going to be impacted by Shaheed whatsoever, Ashton. So the one thing I'll say is that there's a big reason the Seahawks traded for Rashid Shaheed because Cooper Kupp got hurt, Jake Bobo got hurt. They needed the talent to spread the field because Shaheed's a good deep threat guy, whereas they can use JSN in the slot for the shorter stuff. So they just needed that piece to keep the offense gelling the way that it's been. So this really isn't going to be impacting Walker. You can continue to fire him and or Charbonnet up as low-end RB2s.
Yeah, I agree. Very clear. That's exactly my thoughts too. Will another Giants? I love it. It is Parker Washington or Wandale. I think this is easy for all of us.
Wandale.
Are we finally on boat?
Me and Mike are stupid high on Wandale. Absolutely unreal high. Like 1 to 10. Evan, like where in the fan?
I can't do the. I can't do the. Oh, I have to like make it work. The Wandale. I was gonna do the Jameis, but
I was gonna say that too.
Our viewers are gonna spike. Let's see what.
Oh my God, yeah.
I know my friends are gonna go nuts.
I shouldn't be rooting for Wandale too hard because we are facing him on Sunday, but you know what I mean. Wandale is still going to get his volume.
Have to get some volume while they lose.
Well, yeah, our secondary still hurts, so I don't know if they can cover him.
You guys have the same issue we do. You guys have the exact same. We are down corners. We are both down crazy corners. We are both down 3 at least. So it's one of those. I'm playing the matchup. It's clear. It's Wandale. So let's move on to Hayden Hubbard. Hubbard, what's going on, man? Need to start 2 out of 4. Got it. Shaheed, Monungai, Vidal, and DJ Moore. Full PPR.
Let's go Shaheed and Monungai.
We've been having the same 4 guys being asked, or 3 guys at least being asked. I hate when I get things like this and then I don't know it in advance to have that
PPR or half PPR, bud.
Full.
Oh yeah, full portfolio. There we go. Evan, we've agreed on
no problem
everything.
there, Patrick. Anytime, man. If you guys make sure you like and subscribe, we are always around. We are getting to your questions. Don't worry. I promise we're almost there. I see it in the chat.
My friend, you need to get into the Discord as well.
Oh, yeah,
it's free. If you've seen what I've done the last couple of days, I've written several leather-bound books in there. Me and Dr. Ken have been writing theses on redraft strategy advice. Get in the Discord. All right. I promise. I have 2 going on 3 kids, and I'm still finding time. So I need you to know that my honey-do list after spending hours in there is outrageous, and I have too much love for the game to quit, though. Evan, I'm only going to slightly disagree with you. I've realized I'm just in the flames this week in the Bears matchup. Yeah. I do think that it's Rome's week, not DJ's week. So I'm going to go Shaheed over DJ Moore because I'm pretty spicy on that. DJ Moore is the floor play, but I do think Shaheed catches a long one. I'm really feeling it. But Monungai is my first in. Actually, I'm in there. And if I'm wrong, I will eat it. Hayden, I will give you, free takes, first come, first serve whenever you want. But I'm going Shaheed Monungai.
Okay. I have to agree with the take because I'm not a big I don't think Vidal is in a good spot. I think, and I unfortunately agree about DJ Moore. He had his week last week. They're not gonna they're gonna give it back to Rome.
I see you in there, homie. What's happening? Nice.
I love it. So let's go to Adam C. Addison or Sutton rest of the season. For me, it's Addison. I love Sutton. I love Sutton. I really do. Addison's just a better overall receiver.
I hate to say it, but I think I have to agree as well that it has to be Addison over Sutton. Sutton, I think, is a better wide receiver than what the offense is doing to him.
After last week.
This Broncos offense sucks.
Oh,
man.
I 100% agree.
I don't like what Sean Payton is doing with his coaches, making this the most unstable offense I've ever seen. More unstable than my Bears, which is really saying something. Because Sutton can get like 10 targets against the Philadelphia Eagles and then get 4 targets against a terrible Raiders secondary, which makes 0 sense at all. Even on Thursday Night Football, it makes no sense.
And I get they couldn't throw a lot because of the wind, and you could just see him clutching every time. You could tell that he even said he wasn't open. It's like, come on, bro. Like, you have a decent arm to get it to where you need to get it, and you were going with the wind there. You could have made something happen. And the fact that you're giving your boy Troy Franklin, 10 targets a game, and you can't get something going, come on, man. And I think Franklin's a big part of that as well. But I do like Addison as well. Addison is just a overall good receiver that is with a good. I mean, JJ's elite. It makes it where it kind of helps each other. And I think JJ McCarthy, I'm not a big fan of, but has been looking better lately, and he's getting more involved in the offense and trying to learn it. I think as time goes, it will be better with Addison.
Yep, fully agreed. Troy Franklin seems to be the guy that Bo Nix wants to get the ball to. We're going to have to see how that works next season, though.
Yeah. No, I love it. I will see. I mean, I love Bo Nix. I'm a big fan. We're just, he's been disappointing the last few weeks.
And Patrick, anybody who has a Tony Soprano avatar is always cool with me. I love that show.
I love it. So, Patrick, we're going to get to your question. He goes Shakir, Jennings, Devontae Smith. Yep. And Wandell picked 2 wide receivers. Hurts is his QB, not to, but non-PPR. I think Smith has to be the lock for all of us.
Smith is easily a lock because of the talent alone. And
Agreed.
then I think Wandale has to be the second one because I don't trust the volatility that comes from Shakir and Jennings.
Yeah, that's the best way you could put it. I agree, 110%. What about you, Kendall? I know you're typing away in the Discord. It's fine.
Gotta welcome the new people in town. How you
know.
doing? Welcome
I
to
know
the
what you're
community.
doing. I
You
know
know, I
what you're
gotta do
doing.
the
I know
thing.
what you're
I'm a former bartender. I gotta.
Yeah, you
find a way
gotta
to
talk.
pour him a drink here. Hurts is my QB. Devonta Smith. I'm just staying in the flames with Devonta Smith. If I had to pick two, Wandale. Devonta Smith, Wandale. Pretty easy for me.
All right, so we're in the same boat there. Patrick goes Bucks or Bears defense.
We're going Bears defense.
Bears defense.
Dude, Bears. I'm absolutely into the Bears defense. Oh no, it's Jackson. I thought we were. I was looking at the Washington matchup. No. Who does the Bucks play?
Patriots.
I never started defense against my boy Drake May. You don't do that. I love me some Jackson Dart, but you don't play against Drake May. He's
both
nasty.
both game over unders are either 47 or 48 at this point. Both
Bears
games.
Are so disgusting.
Bears are home. Bucks are home. So both are home. The only caveat for me is I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers, and it's really only because of the concept of how depleted the secondary is for the Bears. Giants can't pass the ball to save their life, but they're going to be able to do other things and make it work. So I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Yeah,
it's going to be a shootout.
Giants
it's going to be another 35-35.
Dart's not been turning the ball over very much.
No, but he runs it a lot, and he just carves up a D in that particular way. But at the end of the day, I see this game being like the Joe Flacco game that we had a couple days ago. So
yeah, oof. The answer is the Steelers defense.
Go find the Steelers on waivers.
No one but me is starting this week.
So Patrick goes. He's 5-4, stacked at running back with Williams, Bijan, Bucky, and/or White, Vidal, and Hunt. Okay, I like that.
Fine. I like it.
Wow.
He said he lost Ty Hill earlier in the year, and then he has Warren and Ferguson at his tight end.
Very nice.
I like that team.
Just smoked the late tight end.
Yeah, no, you can't go wrong there. So Galaxy Pickers goes, you guys rock. Glad to have you over here. For context, the trade question I have, May, JT, Junkins, Harvey, Bill and Tootin, good for you. CD, London, Rome, Addison, Goddard, Jesus. Hunter,
Addison trade, yeah.
Marks would help with my running back depth. I love it. Go for it.
Yeah, and now seeing your wide receiver room too, where Addison is so tough to know when to play him, right? Like he blows up, but not always in the obvious matchup. It's usually just a defensive, it's not a bad defense. It's a good play calling situation, right? You just never know when to play him. Yeah, that makes that trade even better for me.
I love this. He says he's a custodian. I'm grabbing some drinks after work. I kind of want to know this. Do you tell your wife that you get out at like 6, but you really go to the bar at 5? I'm just curious because I've never had that issue because I work from home. So for me, it's like I've never been able to, but I'm curious about other people.
Dude, I kind of want to know now too, man.
Right? It's always funny to me. I see it in movies all the time, and I always have to ask that question.
I thought you drink with Victorious, man. He's always hanging out, and I know he like lives and works like 30 minutes from me. I've yet to make it happen.
Oh, you got to do it. So Michael goes traded Bryce for Henry. Win or loss? Unfortunately, it's a loss for me.
Well, hold on a second.
Well, redraft.
Hunter Henry or Derrick Henry?
No,
Which one are we
It's
talking
got to
about?
be Derrick,
Come
right?
on,
It's
it's
definitely
gonna be
Derrick Henry.
Well, that's my whole point.
Michael, please clarify.
No, this is
Being
redraft.
the other Michael in this group, I'm going to say, well, that's going to be my question is it redraft? So, Michael, if you're still watching, let us know if it's redraft or Dynasty. I'm pretty sure this is, well, Dynasty, you lost. I'm sorry. Redraft, you won.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going win for redraft. I do not trust. Dude, Brees is so close to like not IR, but also not playing. Yeah, I don't know how many games Brees is going to be playable. No one has the answer to that, man. I don't know when he's going to be fake injured or real injured, but Henry and the Ravens could have a comeback.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Yeah, you can't trust Brees right now, and it's not Brees' fault.
No. So Dr. Ken goes Thursday night follow-up. How do you all see Knicks rest of the season? And was Bauer's bad night just because of the Broncos D, or will Geno struggle keeping him consistently elite?
I think it's a lot more nuanced than that. First of all, this was a shitty Thursday night game, which never has anybody at their best because they barely get 5 days to recover, which is the bare minimum that NFL players need after a Sunday game. And then they got to turn around and do a Thursday game when they're still beat up and not healed enough to continue playing. But that being said, Bo Nix rest of season, he's a QB2 with upside against plus matchups like the Bengals, the Giants, and so on and so forth. So
I see.
Yes.
Oh,
That warmed my heart like chicken noodle soup, man.
That hurt my heart.
If there's one player, Mike, that I dislike more than Nico Collins, it's Bo Nix.
Really?
Oh my God. So fake.
Talk.
So fake. Mini 30-second Bo Nix rant. Last season, you guys weren't watching the same game I was, okay? All of his deep touchdowns were broken. They were terrible defenses. They were not good NFL throws, right? I've seen Andy Dalton make those throws for a career. They were not great. Him as a rushing quarterback with a high floor, watch how he runs the ball compared to the real rushing quarterbacks, okay? He has happy feet like Justin Fields, except he's not fast. Not at all.
So are we saying they're like Penguins?
I think Bo Nix is an actual joke. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, okay? Don't get me wrong. The NFL has a lot of bad quarterbacks. He is not a bad quarterback. He's an NFL starter, okay? There's 32 teams. We got a lot of room here, okay? He is not a good quarterback. I will never call him a good quarterback until I see it. And even when he was playing good, I did not see a good quarterback. I saw a ridiculous defense in a ridiculous offensive line that could make any of us look somewhat competent. And the good plays were not talent-based. They were entirely situation, not even scheme, just straight up situational based. And there were a lot of broken plays. I thought his whole season last year was a little bit of a fluke. He's been a dynasty hard sell. I've put that in print since the offseason. I saw this coming from miles away. I think, honestly, a lot of us did in the back of our hearts and minds, for sure. No, you said it right. He is a QB2 that in matchups, he can destroy you. He's got enough weapons and good coaching that he can hurt you in a good matchup.
He can throw 4 touchdown passes against the Cowboys, and then Mo picks it up against the Raiders' terrible defense with 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown. There's no way that I want to trust Bo Nix rest of season if I can help it. And don't worry about Brock Bowers. It was just because of the Thursday night turnaround. He's got a juicy matchup against the Cowboys, and he's going to carve up that Browns defense. Don't be afraid to fire him up in the future.
Okay. Here's my
150 yards, right? So technically his yardage total was actually quite a large percentage of the total offense. So I'll still take it.
See, this is what's killing me. Bo Nix currently. I want you guys to tell me where Bo Nix is currently ranked at this point through the season. I'll even make it 9 games. We'll go 9 games. Of 9.
I
have it open where he's ranked.
I don't have. I was going to say 5th too. I was actually going to say 5th.
Yeah, and he's 3rd now because of 10 games. Whatever. But I'm going to go with 9 weeks. He has been QB5.
Yep.
What's his best game? How many points?
I have him at 26 points. No, actually, against the Giants, 38.96.
Yeah, that was a big game for him.
If you take out his worst game, take out his best game, do a little statistical regression, and then where does he come out? I don't have a chart.
It was 1 in 20. He was 1 in 27. Like 1 was his best, 27 was his worst. He had 11th, 19th, 5, 15, 21, 6 and 14, and whatever last night is, because unfortunately it's 1 at this point because he he beat Gino. So beyond that, I mean,
math here.
It kills me to think that people view him as a QB2 when, in all respect, he's a solid QB1.
43 and 30.
He can be a QB1 in certain
you just
weeks.
Need the matchup though.
I think you need a better coach because Sean Payton likes to run this offense all over the place, unstable, and he hates fantasy football.
Well, that we all know. So, who would you want rather rest of season, Herbert or Nix?
Bo Nix hasn't had his bye week yet. If you just go by weekly average, he's QB 11.
Yeah.
Okay. So
then
QB 11 isn't horrible.
Take out his best and worst week. His best week, I'm just looking at a random league I'm physically in. Best week 40. If I drop his 43.96 game and take out his 7.8, he is no longer a QB1. He's not. He's not a QB1.
I have to agree with that. It's not a facade, but it's a misleading to look at the numbers as they are and go, oh, but he is a QB1. He's proven he can do it. Yeah, against terrible defenses that let him get in the end zone because he's got wheels. But if we take away the wheels, like what happened against like the Colts or the Cowboys in their first matchup, which I don't know if that'll happen again. But yeah, he's got to rely on his arm if he can't run.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, most of the games he hasn't put up more than, I think his lowest is 150, and that was last night. He put up the most is 326 against Cincy, which anyone can do. But he does have a tough matchup against Kansas City next week. He does have easier matchups after their bye. They have Washington. They have the Raiders again, but it's in a dome. So I'm going to give him the little credit that's credit's due. They have Green Bay, which is a tougher matchup, Jacksonville and the Chiefs moving forward. So, yeah, I can see him being a QB finish at a QB2 at the end of the year. I still see him as a viable quarterback moving forward, as someone that you can use. Most of the time, you have no one else available at that point. And
I don't think anybody's saying he's not viable.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's so viable that I have to take the time to go and tell everyone how
much you hate him.
The edge of not being viable he
that
is.
Part.
Okay, I agree with that. No one's questioning his viability, but
is it weird
how close to falling off the cliff he is? I honestly, I straight up did the math. I basically have him drop his best, worst. He fits right between Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield at QB 15, 16 if he did that with everybody.
Okay, fair enough.
Ish right now. I'd have to look at it a lot more, but I do think his stats are a little bit voodoo. It's almost it's like looking like Amon-Ra is wide receiver 3, but he's got a 40-point game, right? That's basically an extra 2 PPG above everybody. So it's a little bit of voodoo metrics.
Now, the other part of the question was talking about Brock Bowers. Is he fine moving forward? Was this just a blip on the radar that, it just so happened to be the one night that Gino is just not in, like, not being him a better self? Like, yeah, okay. All right.
We've
agree.
seen games where Gino scored less than 10 fantasy points and Brock Bowers
and Brock went
3
off.
tight end.
Yeah.
That in and of itself, I think, is your
Broncos D, I think, schemed to him a little bit too. I think that was part of it. I mean, Hufanga and Ben Jones are 2 really good safeties that people don't give a lot of credit to. They are very good, underrated safeties that I think did a really good job holding him, in check most of the game. And they definitely did their best to make sure that they cut those routes. I think didn't Michael Mayer have a better game overall than Brock, if memory served me right?
He did.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember watching the game, and yeah, it was 4.
Not by much.
Not by much. Actually, no. Bowers beat him in yardage, but Myers got more catches. So 3 for 22 instead of 1 for 33 or 31. So,
yep.
Yeah. I got to look it up. See, there's some like little stats with him. Like I think Bowers is the only tight end to have 2 over 100-yard receiving games this year. I don't think I think no tight end is more than 1. Some of those little things where like his floor is a lot lower than you wanted, but his ceiling is so ridiculous.
Yeah, but he's held
beyond everybody.
Yeah, but he's held back because of Geno. It's just how it is, unfortunately. A lot of these tight ends are held back by, some are held back by their QB.
Yeah.
So.
I got the Geno one wrong, man. I honestly didn't see this coming.
Galaxy goes. Oh, go ahead.
So we can get through these last 2 questions, and then I got to get out of here.
Yeah. Oh, you're good, brother. That's what we were gonna do. So we got. Would you pick up Illuminor for a wide receiver stash in case Ward figures it out? No.
Nah. Don't bother.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in him. I kind of wish wish he was better. Ken goes. Kamara is hard to start now, but has good running back schedule after the bye. Any hope his numbers go up in that offense?
Take it.
I don't have any faith in Kamara rest of season as long as Kellen Moore is calling the offensive plays because he is horribly misusing Alvin Kamara right now. He is not using him to his full potential. And 100%. Now a lot of people are saying Alvin Kamara's washed and he sucks now, but it's not that simple. It's not that simple. The offense, the whole team is garbage.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Alvin Kamara, yes, he's obviously not the same running back he was 8 years ago, but that doesn't mean that Kamara's washed at this point. That just means the Saints are horribly mismanaged in a new system. So, no, I don't have much faith in Kamara at this point, but he is rosterable, and you have to hold him as a low-end RB2 because if he manages to get in the end zone, you're especially going to be thrilled. So, yeah, I that's where I'm at with Kamara.
Yeah, I'm not there. He's only had 2 finishes inside the top 20. And on top of that, his biggest game was 21 touches in week 3. Other than that, he hasn't really gone any higher than that. His attempts have just gone down, down, down. It's kind of scary at this point. So I would kind of avoid that. Patrick goes, he's like, no, I'm grabbing some wine and some beer and relax at home after. She can have some wine if she wants. And then Thursday is definitely the best day to sit players. I agree.
Start your defenses.
Defenses definitely start. Horrible game yesterday. And then Bucks are a good playoff D. I agree as well. So
gauntlet.
Yeah. So I just want to thank everybody for joining tonight. Thank you so much. As you see in our top right or top left corner, make sure you guys check out Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you guys are using the promo code GetRight. And we have promos going on. They have the Play 5, Get 100. Make sure you guys are using that promo code, and that's what's going to be happening for you guys if you do. So also check out our affiliate channels as well. Of course, with Phil at the Extra Point and Kendall at the Fantasy Football Tavern. Also, make sure you guys are checking out the Sweet Life podcast as well with Cody and Zach. Also, follow our schedule, which is below. Check out our Discord, which is also in the description. You're going to see a lot more of Evan moving forward. He's going to be here on Friday nights helping me out. He'll be around everywhere, so don't worry. We're going to be using him as a Swiss Army knife anywhere that we can, and he will be in that Discord as well as Barely Fantasy. So make sure you guys check that out as well. Evan, really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate you.
What
Kendall,
a debut.
As always, thank you so much. We always have a wonderful time on our Friday night show. Make sure you guys check us out on Sunday morning. I will be back here, even though I know they have the German game with the Colts and Falcons, but I'll be here answering your last-minute start-sit questions if anyone has it. So make sure you guys check us out on Sunday. And, yeah, I think that's it. All right.
Did it?
Yeah, I think we did it, Kendall.
What do you think, man?
We did it.
Let's play a little music for the folks.
All right. Later, everybody. Have a good week 10.